Motorola launched the Edge 50 Pro last month and it's packed with a lot of cool features. Still, people have concerns regarding its performance due to its slim body and use of UFS 2.2 type storage. So in this video, we'll test its gaming as well as day-to-day performance to see whether this phone offers a good performance or not. Now without any further ado, let's get started. Starting with the benchmarks, as you can see, the Moto Edge 50 Pro scores well. It's about 10 to 15% better than last year's Edge 40, which is a decent upgrade, but interestingly, the storage type is a downgrade compared to Edge 40, and still, the new phone scores much better. Those random read-write speeds are quite impressive. Coming to sustained performance, the Edge 50 Pro does a really good job in this department as well. Overall, for a non-gaming phone, the benchmark scores are pretty good for its price range. Next, we test this phone's overall fluidity and memory management. I've got 16 apps open in the background, and this phone is easily able to open pretty much all the apps from its 12 gigs of memory other than the camera app. This camera app is a bit unoptimized at the moment, so things can improve with future updates. But overall, the phone runs quite smoothly with no stutters or lag, and it has very good RAM management as well. One weird thing that I have noticed is that if you play back 4K 60fps HDR content on YouTube, the playback can sometimes get a bit choppy. This shouldn't be the case as Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is more than capable enough of playing these videos smoothly, which you can clearly see on the right. So it might be fixed with the future update, but right now this is definitely an issue. Finally, coming to gaming, this phone can play light games at up to 120fps with no frame rate restrictions like on some other phones. With PUBG or BGMI, you can play at 60fps with HDR graphics. However, there is no smooth 90fps option here. Still, in HDR graphics at 60fps, the phone has no problem running this game. The frame rate is rock solid, and even after playing it for a while, the frame rate remains very stable and the phone barely gets warm. With Call of Duty Mobile, the experience is equally good. Here you can play in high graphics quality at 60fps, and there is no 90 or 120fps mode available. The frame rate is very stable at around 60fps. Even after playing this game for about 15 minutes, there is no drop in performance and the phone also doesn't get too warm. Next, with Asphalt 9, we get to play in high quality mode at 60fps. However, the graphics are definitely not high quality level. Things like motion blur, God rays, advanced particle and droplet effects, as well as dirty screen effects are missing here. This phone should technically be able to handle this game at max graphics without any issues, but I guess some optimization is required to make it look better. In terms of frame rate, 60fps is easily maintained even after playing it for a while. The phone does get a little hot, but it's completely normal for such a demanding game. Speaking of demanding games, Genshin Impact is one of the most demanding games, and here we are testing it in high graphics preset at 60fps. The frame rate doesn't stay at 60fps, but it's not too far from it. It ranges from 45 to 50fps, which makes it smooth enough to be playable without any issues. After about 15 minutes of playing, the frame rate still remains in the 45 to 55 fps range. However, the phone does feel noticeably hot, but that is expected from such a demanding game. Still, it's not uncomfortably hot, so playing it for longer durations shouldn't be an issue. Alright, conclusion time. Overall, the Moto Edge 50 Pro offers very good gaming as well as day-to-day performance, especially for a non-gaming phone. The use of UFS 2.2 type storage hasn't resulted in any downgrade. Still, some optimization is definitely needed from Motorola to improve the video playback and make the camera app more responsive. Motorola also needs to actively work with game developers to optimize their games for this phone. This phone should be able to play both Call of Duty and PUBG at 90fps and Asphalt 9 with all its graphical bells and whistles with some optimization. So let's hope that Motorola delivers on making this phone reach its full potential. That's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel down below. Thanks for watching.